What's up my friends, it's Mike again, glad to have you guys back. Today we're gonna go over quite a controversial topic over here with the AirPods because I read a comment from Tim Cook lately stating that the AirPod Pros are a complementary item to the AirPods and that you should get both of them. And I totally disagree with it because with the AirPods, the original and the second generation, I don't think it's that good. And from my previous video where I compared the AirPod Pros against all my other earbuds, this guy was like, oh, how do you know that the AirPods sound bad versus the AirPod Pros? If the AirPods Pro were the first Apple product that you bought in the last 3 years. And I was like, my dude, it's because these AirPods in my hands are actually not mine, they're my friends. And I have a lot of friends who wear these and in my heart, I'm like, those poor souls. And the reason why I say that is because first, why AirPods suck and you shouldn't get them is because the sound really isn't worth the money that you're paying for. So after reviewing all of these True Wireless earbuds, and it's become like a Pokemon card collection at this point, I think that there's a lot of True Wireless earbuds out there at a cheaper price point that are better than the AirPods. So for under $100, you got the Light Protect Heavy and the Sabbath Ultras. Also, you can get the Galaxy Buds, JABRA 65T, or the Jaybird Vistas. And man, the bass in these sound a lot better than the AirPods. And that's because the ear tips actually give you a tight seal around your ear for a satisfying, punchy bass that won't disappoint you. And also, because of that seal, it also creates noise isolation, whereas with the AirPods, you can hear everything that's around you. If you're on the street or something like this, and then you put on your little AirPods and start playing music, it's gonna sound like this. Versus if you wear something like the JABRAs, it's gonna sound more like this. That's quite an improvement, right? And this is just passive noise isolation, not the noise cancelling magic that happens with the AirPod Pros or the Sony WF-1000XM3s. Anyways, the other thing is that because of this tight seal, there's no sound leaking, so even if you're blasting your music, the person beside you won't be able to hear what you're listening to. So it's more useful if you're in a library, classroom, or just in situations you don't want people listening to what you're listening to. The second reason why the original AirPod design sucks is because with the controls, it's really limited. You could go into settings and customize the double tap to be pause and play or next or previous song, but that's it. Otherwise, you would have to activate everything else by saying, hey Siri. And also, I talked to a lot of AirPod users and they say that the tapping is actually quite an annoying thing that they hate. So it sounds something like this every time they try to control something, and it's not that pleasant. And the other thing is that some people tap it too hard and you know, my AirPods! My expensive AirPods! And they just fall out of your ear, which leads me to the third point. It's not that secure. So I don't know what Apple has been trying to force onto people with the universal fit, like designing this kind of ear shape on the earbud to fit everyone's ears, but it doesn't fit my ears that well. And here's a quick shape test for you to prove that. Like, I didn't even have to try. And also, if you're at the gym and you're benching, you're like, oh my gosh, again. See what I mean? The friend who lent me these and watching my video right now must be cringing. I'm so sorry. They just suck. If they break, I'll buy you new ones, I promise. And yeah, I've done a lot of shake tests with my other earbuds, and the AirPods are really, really disappointing. And that's why a lot of people lose these or like have to replace these. And I mean, it's not cheap. These are very expensive for what it is. And the other thing is that the AirPods second generation does not have any sort of water resistance or sweat proofing. So working out in the rain with these is really risky. Whereas with the AirPods Pro, it has IPX4, so if you get drenched in sweat and rain, it's gonna be okay. You're not gonna have to risk $200 for a workout. And the last reason is kind of like a bonus one because I don't really believe in the aesthetics. Like, if it sounds good, it works good, then you shouldn't really care about what people think. But another reason why I really hesitated to get the AirPods is just because it kind of looks stupid. And I get what Apple is trying to do to imitate its first wired earpod by just cutting out the wires, and it's just like wireless and you're at a new age kind of thing, but wireless earbuds are a whole new category and it can't just be like snip, here you go, it's wireless kind of thing. But that's what they did. And these were like the joke for the longest time, but now it's become more like a meme where only rich people can wear earpods kind of thing. And yeah, it's a real thing. Cause for myself, if you haven't watched my previous video about the AirPods yet, I've been wearing these out a lot in the streets. because of the hear-through, I actually put them on without actually listening to music. This just stays mainly in my pocket while these are out the whole time. And the thing is that I still feel that judgment that people have on you, like, haha, you're like stupid enough to pay for those kind of thing. With the AirPods, I could see people like thinking that because these aren't that good and somehow Apple still made you pay this much for them. But with the AirPods, it's a different story. Anyways, you should check out my previous review to see why that is. It's a longer talk, a longer conversation. So I hope I'm not hating on the AirPods too much. Like, what they got right here was the design, the compact factor of it with magnetic closure and securing the earbuds magnetically as well. The connection quality is also very solid, and especially if you're switching from one device to the other, and especially if you're an Apple user. So it has that right there. But for the price that you're paying, the sound quality and its use cases are just very limited when compared to stuff that you can buy on the market that's cheaper and better. But yeah guys, this video was mainly made to address what Tim Cook said with having two of these. And I could see that if you are a current AirPod user, it's kind of worth it to upgrade to the AirPod Pros and sell these ones. You do not need the originals. Like, no matter what, the AirPod Pros are better in every single way, and it's a total replacement for your AirPods. That comment seemed more like a money grab to take advantage of its loyal Apple fan base, and they simply made a better product that cannibalized the previous. The only reason why you would need two is to keep this one as a backup in case someone steals your AirPod Pros, just because they're so expensive. So if you are in the market for true wireless earbuds, I really hope I saved you time. You should get the AirPod Pros over the AirPods. And there are a ton of other options over here that you should check out that are AirPod alternatives. And send this video to an AirPod user or someone who's in the process of buying true wireless earbuds, so you can also tell them about all my other videos, because I made a lot of videos about true wireless earbuds and I think they're pretty good. So really, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this wasn't a like non-informational kind of thing, because I think these points are very valid. And Apple fanboys and girls, you're welcome to comment here and tell me how you feel or why you would buy this and the AirPod Pros and keep them both. I really want to know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the very next review, which we have the Sabbats right here. And the JABRA 75Ts are supposed to be coming this week. It was supposed to arrive on October 30th, but it didn't. So Best Buy, get on that, please. All right, that's it. Bye.